You think a clean kitchen is a safe kitchen. You've been taught that the sharp, stinging scent of lemon fresh or mountain pine is the smell of a healthy home. But what if I told you that the very act of sanitizing your countertops is actually releasing a cocktail of respiratory irritants that linger in your air for hours? For decades, we have associated the clean smell with safety. We believe that if a product is on the shelf of a major retailer, it has been vetted for long-term inhalation safety. However, the reality hidden within those plastic trigger bottles is far more complex. We are often scrubbing away visible bacteria only to replace them with invisible, airborne chemicals that our bodies were never meant to process. This hidden exchange is especially dangerous for older adults, particularly those living with chronic conditions like asthma, COPD, or heightened chemical sensitivities. As we age, our respiratory tissues become less resilient. The lungs' ability to filter out fine particulates and volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, diminishes. What a 30-year-old might experience as a brief cough, a 70-year-old might experience as a week-long inflammatory response. In this documentary, we are going to look past the bright labels and the marketing promises. We will uncover the 7 kitchen cleaner sprays you should avoid to protect your long-term health, and the 2 that are actually worth keeping in your cabinet. 1. The hospital-grade bleach spray. It starts with that clinical, sharp aroma, the smell of a sterile hallway. It's a scent that brings back memories of safety, of a time when we were told that bleach was the gold standard for a germ-free life. It feels like the ultimate protection for your family. But for older adults, this perceived safety is a facade. Research suggests that frequent exposure to sodium hypochlorite, the active ingredient in bleach sprays, can significantly increase the risk of developing chronic bronchitis symptoms. Health agencies warn that when these sprays are misted, the droplets are small enough to reach deep into the alveolar sacs of the lungs. You might think the low odor or scent-safe versions are the answer, but they often contain the same caustic base, merely masked by other chemicals. The risk is invisible. It's a slow erosion of lung elasticity that doesn't show up until the damage is done. If you must disinfect, a simple diluted solution applied with a cloth is far safer than a pressurized spray. But bleach isn't the only traditional cleaner hiding a dark secret. There is a natural alternative that might be doing even more harm. 2. The citrus-scented degreaser. It smells like a grove of fresh oranges, bright, zesty, and seemingly natural. You probably reached for this because it felt like a move away from harsh chemicals. It reminds you of summer mornings and fresh squeezed juice. For older adults, however, it's actually a potential respiratory trap. Many of these cleaners rely on D-limonene. While derived from citrus peels, studies have shown that when D-limonene reacts with trace amounts of ozone in the air, even the ozone naturally present in your home, it can create formaldehyde. Don't be fooled by the plant-based power stickers on the front. These labels are often unregulated marketing terms that distract from the volatile organic compounds inside. The risk is delayed. You feel fine while cleaning, but your nighttime wheezing may be the result of the chemistry happening on your counters. A safer alternative is a simple mix of Castile soap and warm water. If you think citrus is tricky, Wait until you hear about the antibacterial sprays that stay on your surfaces long after you've finished wiping. 3. The quaternary antibacterial all-purpose spray. These sprays have a soapy, clean texture that leaves a streak-free shine. They promise to kill 99.9% of germs, a phrase that has provided peace of mind for generations. It feels like the responsible choice for a kitchen where you prep your meals. For older adults, it's actually a source of quats or quaternary ammonium compounds. Research suggests that these compounds are potent asthmagens, meaning they can actually cause asthma in people who never had it before or severely trigger those with existing conditions. The fragrance-free versions are often marketed as the healthy choice, yet they still contain these heavy-duty pesticides. The risk is invisible. Quats are designed to linger on surfaces to keep killing bacteria, but they also end up on your skin and in your food. A microfiber cloth with plain water can actually remove the majority of bacteria without the chemical residue. If you find this helpful, feel free to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our upcoming deep dives into household safety. But we need to talk about the most common spray in the world, the one you likely use on your kitchen windows and chrome. 4. The ammonia-based glass and surface cleaner. That piercing, nose-clearing scent is unmistakable. For years, it has been the go-to for a sparkling finish. It feels powerful, like it's cutting through the grime that other cleaners can't touch. For older adults, it's actually a severe irritant to the mucous membranes. Health agencies warn that ammonia gas is highly volatile. If you have any history of sensitive airways, even a few sprays in a poorly ventilated kitchen can cause immediate chest tightness. You may see ammonia-free versions that claim to be the safer path, but these often substitute ethanolamines, which carry their own set of respiratory risks. The risk is the invisible gas that hangs in the air long after the glass is dried. A mixture of white vinegar and water provides the same streak-free shine without the toxic cloud. But what about the products that don't smell like chemicals at all? The ones that smell like a spring meadow. 5. The Spring Meadow Deodorizing Spray. It smells like a bouquet of lily and fresh laundry. It's designed to make your kitchen feel cozy and inviting. It's the spray you use right before guests arrive to hide the smell of cooking. For older adults, it's actually a delivery system for phthalates. These are chemicals used to make the fragrance last longer in the air. Studies have shown that phthalates are endocrine disruptors and can exacerbate respiratory distress in those with COPD. Even essential oil-infused sprays can be misleading, as they often contain synthetic fixatives to keep the scent from evaporating. The risk is the accumulation effect. The more you use it, the more these particles settle into your soft furnishings and carpets. Opening a window for 5 minutes is a far safer and more effective deodorizer. We've looked at scents, but what about the cleaners that claim to be professional strength? 6. The Pro Strength Oven and Grill Spray. It has a thick, caustic texture that looks like it could eat through anything. There's a certain nostalgia to the deep clean, the idea that once a year you need the heavy stuff to get the job done. For older adults, it's actually one of the most dangerous items in the house. These sprays often contain sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Health agencies warn that these are highly alkaline and can cause permanent damage to the lungs and throat if the mist is inhaled in a cramped kitchen space. Many brands offer fume-free oven cleaners, which are marketed as safe, but they still require heavy gloves and extreme caution due to other synthetic solvents. The risk is the delayed respiratory burn. You might not feel the irritation until hours later. A paste of baking soda and water left overnight is a much safer way to tackle grease. But there is one final hidden danger in your cabinet, and it's the one most people think is the safest of all. 7. The aerosol dusting spray. It smells like cedar and beeswax. It's a comforting, homely scent that suggests a well-maintained house. You use it on your kitchen baseboards and wooden cabinets to give them that rich glow. For older adults, the danger is in the delivery system. Aerosol cans propel fine silicones and oils into the air using butane or propane. Studies have shown that these ultrafine mists can bypass the body's natural filters and settle deep in the lungs. You might see silicone-free or natural wax aerosols, but the propellant remains the same. The risk is the invisible fallout that creates a slip hazard on your kitchen floor and a respiratory hazard in your air. A simple damp microfiber cloth followed by a drop of olive oil on a rag is a safer old-fashioned alternative. If you're finding this information eye-opening, consider liking this video to help it reach more people who need to hear this. Now, let's look at the only 2 sprays that are truly worth your money. After seeing the risks, you might wonder if anything is truly safe. Fortunately, there are 2 options that health research consistently supports as being lower risk for older adults. 1. The stabilized aqueous ozone spray. This is a newer technology that turns regular tap water into a powerful cleaner by adding an extra oxygen molecule. It's highly effective at killing bacteria, but reverts back to plain water and oxygen within minutes. Research suggests it leaves 0 chemical residue and has no volatile organic compounds to irritate your lungs. 2. Plain white vinegar and water distilled. It may not have a fancy label, but health agencies often point to acidity as a natural way to inhibit mold and bacteria. While it has a sharp smell, it is a food-grade substance. Once it dries, the scent disappears, and it leaves behind no synthetic fragrances or quats. Protecting your health doesn't mean living in a dirty home. It means choosing tools that respect the delicate nature of your respiratory system. Your kitchen should be a place of nourishment, not a source of invisible irritation. Would you like me to look into the hidden chemicals in your laundry room next, or perhaps evaluate the safety of common dish soaps? Let me know in the comments below. Stay safe and breathe easy.